Um, Craig touched on it, and you guys at 40 Plus has some has some courses and some classes on how to really think about LinkedIn and resumes. I thought I would just share a couple of best practices that I've seen. I mean, for the last 15 plus years, I was hiring at Microsoft, and then myself, knowing when I transitioned out, 55 years of age, I'm like, okay, is anyone going to hire me? And so I took some feedback, by the way. So I've got some training on this. I received some training on this because Microsoft purchased LinkedIn, if you weren't aware of that, a number of years ago. So they really instilled this to us when I was at Microsoft. And so a couple of best practices that I learned, and I'll share them right here, are a couple things. Still, most of us, I think, have been at this and working a long time. Try to limit your resumes to 2 pages, not a book. Remove your college graduation dates if you have those. You can see in the bottom left, this is mine. I just cut and paste from my LinkedIn when I put this together. So I just removed my graduation date. Try to use executive summaries, and bullet points. And then what I put over here on the left, you can see a couple of things is one thing that I know that hiring managers and a lot of the recruiters look for is what was your impact in the jobs that you had, not just what activities did you deliver. I mean, man, did they instill that at us when I was at Microsoft. It's like, what was your impact? I don't care what you did as long as it's all, ethical and you're doing the right thing, but I want to know what were your results. So that was really instilled in us. So I tried to really build that into my resumes too, to say, okay, I delivered this much revenue. I launched this, based on me and putting a business case together, I launched this program. So be thinking about that when you're, fine tuning your resumes and your LinkedIn to catch the attention, putting those numbers in, data points on numbers. And then, for networking purposes, list all of anything that you're doing where you might be volunteering or engaged with an organization, even like 40 Plus. You never know who you're going to meet networking by putting your volunteer experience and just connections you have. So I put, my volunteer experience, I have it out there, and I'll have people that reach out from time to time saying, hey, I was on that board, or I know this org, or can you introduce me to somebody? So those are just a couple of best practices that I've learned from folks. It was interesting because when we purchased LinkedIn, when I was at Microsoft, they scheduled one-on-ones. I had an hour-long session on learning how to fine-tune LinkedIn, and they looked at my LinkedIn and made sure you have your relevant pictures. Don't put a picture of yourself in there when you were 20. So they were always trying to just instill all of the current information, as well as keep it bulletized and make sure you're putting your impact on there. So just a few best practices that I wanted to share.